Hey guys, welcome back to chapter 27 of Revelation Space. We left off last time with a plot brewing, and now...
Plot of brewing.
and now we're finally getting somewhere. Again, we should have like a tally of how many times we have said this over. Yeah, at the end of this book series, or at the end of this specific book, we're gonna have an episode dedicated to how many times we repeated each phrase and how many absurd phrases Trevor has said. Anyway, so you want to start it off?
The mutiny
talk about like the why.
Begins.
Yeah. Talk about that thing.
The mutiny begins. So comes time to fire the weapons. And Volyova, she's had that change of heart. She knows right from wrong, and she decides when the time is to give the order, no, she decides not to.
She learned what empathy was.
She learned what empathy was, guys. And Sajaki, he's not too happy. You know, he does his like, I'll give you. He does his dad thing. I'll give it to the count of 3. You know what I mean? And she hands over her control bracelet, right? And he smacks his lip in anticipation to give his orders. He has the power. But upon giving the order to fire the weapons, something's wrong. He isn't feeling too hot. In fact, he's bleeding from the wrist. What do you know? It's because Volyova programmed her control watch to, upon someone with the wrong DNA using it, it will constrict and chop off the hand.
So now he's just in pain, complete agony, as the bracelet's just sloshed, like his skin's just sloshing.
Yeah, it's cinchering shut.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, it's like all white like wax. You said that was
no more blood, nasty. And Higazi, using his cyborg hands, his augmentations, he takes that thing, yanks it off, pretty much just degloves his hand, which is gross. I guess it's better than losing an entire hand, but it is like degloved, no skin, just bone. Not to worry though, he'll probably be fine.
Because turns out he's part robot.
He's chimeric. He has nanite machines in his blood to repair, so he will grow a new hand eventually. It's not like magic where it's just going to new hand. It's going to take a while. It's just most people wouldn't be able to grow back a new hand. He eventually can, but he's out of commission. It's not like he can't feel pain. That's when Curry walks in, fires around into the roof, announce her presence, assert dominance.
So yeah, Pascal's like, no, help him. She knows what empathy is.
She's too empathetic.
She's too empathetic. Oh, she's too nice. She has feelings.
She's too nice. Yeah, let Bone Man nurse his wounds.
Oh, anyway, yeah, Curry.
She walks in, asserts dominance with the weapons that she printed out. She destroyed the Warchive, so no one else can go print out weapons. And Sylveste is assigned to escort our friend, Sajaki, to the medical ward.
Weapon glitch. Infinite weapon glitch by Curry.
The death weapons.
So basically, she puts on that... She has a spare bracelet because she's so genius. She puts that on. And she's like, okay, now time to call back all the weapons that were heading out. And as she does,
the icons on the weapons change from black to red, and they start blinking. Now, with laser death rays, that's not a good sign. What do you think's gonna happen next?
I don't know, something dumb about what's gonna happen. At first I thought when she said calling it back to the ship, I thought it was just gonna, since the weapons are already flaring, like to get ready to shoot, that they would come back at the ship that they're on and just like explode the ship. But I don't know. I feel like maybe it's just gonna explode the planet or whatever they're shooting at.
Crack that thing open like an egg.
Exactly. So I guess Sajaki lost his hand for nothing, basically.
I guess. Probably.
He just went through a lot of pain just for fun.
For no reason. Good thing you guys don't have to wait because us in the past, we're about to start chapter 28. But the weapons fired anyways.
Okay, so in the last chapter, Volyova took back her bracelet, or her spare bracelet, and she was ordering the ship to stop shooting at the planet. But then it started flashing red, and she's like, oh, well, it can't stop, and it didn't stop. So now we're in this chapter, picking up. So now the ship...
The bridgehead, yeah.
The bridgehead is still currently shooting at the planet.
Or the cash weapons fired, those death rays, right, not attached to the ship.
Yeah, so it's kind of like when you're gonna jump into a lake and then you throw pebbles and then you jump, but
that is pretty much exactly really it. No, yes. That's exactly what it is.
So basically that they shoot it, it shoots like the layer of the planet, and the ship is following. And
the ship is jumping right in, it's going right through the crust, and it encounters some, and these weapons, they assume they fired anyways because Sunstealer took it over, because Sunstealer is still in the gunnery. And the ship goes into the crust and it starts getting assaulted by the defenses of the planet. They did damage to the crust, but it starts deploying countermeasures. Now, Curry thinks that, we're losing, right? The bridgehead's losing. And Volyova's like, well, actually, no. We're starting off with technology that's 300 years old, weapons that are 300 years old, and because this machine doesn't really think, it just kind of takes apart, studies, it advances about 10 years of our weaponry. It figures out about 10 years of our weaponry every 4 hours, so we got a week until it actually catches up to us and is able to destroy the bridgehead. And they go, okay, so what? Well, Sylveste, they don't really want the bridgehead to survive because they don't want Sylveste to go into the planet. Remember the name of the game. They're winning against the aliens, but they don't really want to because who knows what Sylveste will find down there.
What does Sylveste want? Did he even hint at anything yet? Like his motives?
Sylveste just wants to figure out the history of the Amarantan, this alien species he's spent so long with his life dedicated to. Nothing more than that. He's just a curious guy, What can I say?
He's stubborn.
He doesn't know when to quit. He doesn't believe him. He's in denial. Would you say he's in denial?
No. I think he would be in denial if he thought that there was no actual lead. But seeing how the planet kind of defended itself a bit means that there's something,
It means there's something, but they're saying that he shouldn't poke at it.
But why? He has no reason not to.
I guess.
Technically, so
yeah. I mean, we all want to know what's in the planet.
True.
I guess that's reason enough. Humans or something says something about ourselves, doesn't it?
Selfish man. Monkey will always be the same. That's just my hot take.
Volyova sends in a little probity probe. She sends in a little spy. A simple drone. Nothing that is going to be helpful to the enemy, the planet. And she sends it in there to see what's under the crust. And what's under the crust is wacky. The ship, those snake weapon things are underneath the crust, and holding them up are these giant Atlas pillars coming up from the ground. And then the ground below the crust is made up of the root system from these giant pillars are forming a kind of mantle. And there's empty space between this root layer, the Atlas pillars, and the crust and the snakes underneath. Crazy. What are we going to find out next?
That's crazy. I bet this is Sunstealer's house. This is where he lives all alone.
He's been wanting to get back home.
Aw, poor guy.
Poor guy. Next up, Volyova is trying to starve the ship of the technology it needs, so that way the planet wins and Sylveste can't get into the planet. But Sunstealer is in more areas than you might think. He was able to send the updated data to the ship behind Volyova's back, meaning the ship can continue to fight against the planet.
Cool. I bet it is Sunstealer's little house. I feel like it.
Why is he so invested in getting back into it?
Exactly. He needs something. He gets his power from that or something.
Well, everyone collectively flips a lid, blows a gasket, whatever euphemism you want to use, and they blame Higazi, the other person not on their side besides Sylveste. He's the like robotic kind of guy, cybernetically enhanced. Volyova basically sends him to the airlock to be spaced. I don't think she's going to space him. She's just kind of, they don't really have a brig, so she's just going to put him in the airlock room.
A little timeout. If you make me mad, I'll send you out into space.
Exactly. It's like, imagine getting sent to jail, except the back of the jail cell is just death. Anyways, they're a little bit cranky. Curry goes and puts him there, gun in hand. He's like, I didn't do it, I swear. And she's like, I don't think you did it. And he's like, so you're gonna let me go? She's like, no. He goes, why not? She goes, because I don't like you. Slams the door on him. I like myself some main characters who are morally not all there.
Me too. I like it. But I didn't like Higazi in the first place, so.
Exactly, so no one mind.
Yeah.